welcome. I'm Tafra Gadamu. The two-time Olympic champion in the 10,000 meters, 4 world titles, and many more. My guest today, Haile Gebreselassie, is indeed Ethiopia's distance running legend. And now he's elected to lead the Ethiopian Athletics Federation. Will he deliver? Haile, a very warm welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Several years ago, when you first appeared on my show, I asked you the question that was, why do you run? I know. And I also know why you call it quits. But why were you interested in running for that office?
Actually, I had no plan, to run for this position. My plan was to do something for my country, to involve in some part. One of the problems, the Ethiopian Athletics Federation, they had no window to attract athletes like me and others. Then, especially the last 8-9 months, when I see the result, getting worse, and plus, the election. Actually, the election. The athletes, the way how they select for the Rio, and the athlete, the way how they treat them. All those things, drive me, to do something. Yeah. And I was looking, which way I can help, my federation. My athletics.
But you made your intentions clear several months ago. Actually, a year plus.
That's what I am trying to explain to you. And then at the end, they were very, very they resisted. They said, no, you have your own agenda. We don't allow you to come in the federation, to do it something.
Who told you that? You were talking about the people in the federation?
Executive committee in the Ethiopian Athletics Federation. Okay, if you say like this, okay, I'll show you. Then they went to Rio, and they came back with that result. The result was, as you said, just everybody were very upset and very disappointed. And then we started, just to speak out again. And then they told us, okay, if you want to, just do like what we are doing, do the same way what we did. Oh, the same way. What is that same way? Okay, you go and represent, just one of the region or one of the city administration, and then we'll see you. Okay, I will show you. I went to Addis Ababa Athletics Federation, and
that's how you got in here.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Athletics. The management of Ethiopian athletics has always been a very messy affair. If you look at the history of Ethiopian athletics, there has always been a problem in the selection of athletes. There has always been a problem the relations between the managers of individual athletes and the Ethiopian Athletics Federation. There has always been a problem as far as resources are concerned. Expertise was very much lacking, and so on. So you're not talking about what these people who were before you did, right?
Yeah, that's true. All those men, what you are mentioning to me, and what because of the people who worked in the federation, they don't know about the sport. That is the main problem. That is the main cause. They don't know about the athlete. They don't know about the coach. They don't know how the athlete, what they need. And you see, when you know something, when you see something wrong, just the things what you start to fight. Hey guys, this is not the right way what you're doing. We as an athlete, what I say, 1 + 1 is equal to 2, nothing else. Okay, if you do this, you get this. If you don't do that, you don't get that.
You make it seem easy.
Exactly.
But when you say, you mentioned earlier Rio, where the Ethiopian athletics squad only managed to get one goal, right?
Exactly.
Are you saying that the committees that led the Ethiopian Athletics Federation was much better in the years past?
I don't think. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you. Otherwise, would have been a better result. They should do, a lot of things, before they went to Rio. We told them, this is going to be not good. We told them. And they said, no. I think, the difference between that executive committee and myself and my friends, You know what the difference? We knew everything, before they went to Rio. But for them, they were thinking, maybe we're going to get, this much, at least, 3-4 gold. And even, the plan was 4 gold, 4 silver, and 4 bronze. It didn't work that way. I mean, luckily, 5 bronze, that was not bad. But as you know, the Ethiopian, they always focus on gold. I myself, if you ask me, which one you count the most, of course, the gold.
Right, I know. I mean, but when you talk about the management of Ethiopian athletics, at the helm of it is your federation, the Ethiopian Athletics Federation. The cause of the problem simply didn't happen in the last 4 years. It predates that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. That's true. This started, many years ago. Even, 25 years ago, it happened. And 4 years ago. But, the result, it's just, it's going to down since the last 7 years. As you said, just the problem occurred, just this the executive committee was, just my 7th executive committee since I started national team, which means, since I started to compete outside Ethiopia.
That was 27 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And every year you have a different problem. Every year you have this mess. And but now, okay, maybe it looks this is gonna be just. Well, who knows?
I know. But there are also several actors, right?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just the federation, right? So you cannot place the blame squarely.
Mainly, just manager representative, the managers themselves, the coach, the athlete themselves, the International Athletics Federation, the WADA, the one who control, the doping.
Doping, yeah. The World Anti-Doping Agency.
Exactly. All those, just the one, they making us, a lot of problems. I mean, everyone, had their own problem, including athletes themselves. And, there is, there is a percentage between, the athlete, the coach, and the managers, and so on and so on. You see, when there is something like money, everybody is involved. Money, if money is money.
There's always been an issue.
There is, conflicts of interest, I can say.
So you brought quite an interesting word, conflict of interest. How would you be able to address that? Because if there are multiple actors involved in the whole business.
Now, I have to manage. I have to bring all in the middle.
Meaning
means like there is manager's way, coach's way, athlete's way. I have to bring in the middle. In the middle means just to provide win-win situation. I mean, like to arrange win-win situation. It means. I don't want to hurt just the athlete. I don't want to hurt the coach, the manager, and even the federation itself. When I talk about the federation, there is many different people who works in the federation. That people also they we have to respect them. I mean they doing a lot of things in office. It's not only the field. Sometimes you have to work in the office and to provide their invitation, to provide their competition, to arrange their competition. I mean to provide their visa and so on and so on. And I started the office since yesterday as I elected the vice president and the finance guy. I think the next 1 or 2 weeks, I'm going to visit, all those training camps, and before that, to talk. I need to talk, the manager's representative and the coach and the athlete step by step.
So you're planning to follow to take the middle way, right?
Must be.
Leadership is an interesting is an interesting thing because as much as you want to accommodate every possible opinion that runs through the veins of this of the whole athletics business, you'll have to make very important decisions along the way, which could negatively affect up and running athletes. I mean, where is the balance? And that's where I'm driving at.
Well, that's a good question. Where is the balance? You cannot make everybody happy. Of course, during this process, there is someone to be unhappy. What I'm telling you now, I'll try to be in between, to make them, to provide, to arrange, a kind of win-win situation. Athletics is a very sensitive sport. If you had, just someone badly or, just unknowingly,
that could be the end of his career or her career, as I understand, yeah.
And same way, for the coach and people who's involving in this sport. And
you've already picked a few issues on how you want to go about it, but have you developed a plan? Have you developed a vision? What do you want to do in the next 4 years?
I did. Of course, at the beginning, what we need to know, just to see the office itself and slowly, just to look, what's going on around. And then, my plan, just to start from the center and it goes to
the regions.
To the regions. Now, this athletics is going to be the result, you're going to see, after 3-4 years. Before that, we have to do a lot.
I think so. You need resources. You need to develop the expertise.
Exactly.
You need to be able to I wouldn't say create, but make athletes out of what you have, and so on and so forth. So that is going to be a very serious job, which will perhaps take quite a chunk of your time.
Yeah, it's true. I myself, I'm a businessman. At the moment, of course, running is in my blood. I have to focus on that part. Of course, the business also another thing. But you are talking about to create something. In athletics, for example, until now, our goal, just to win 10,000, 5,000 meters and marathon, something like that. What about the shorter distance, like 400 meters and plus field event, jumping, throwing? We have a lot of big, good talent, just if you go to Gambela and the South region.
And that will take you to schools, to community centers, and so on. It's going to be very broad. Exactly.
Many places, the one we didn't see before. I think our focus, just only a long distance. That's what we want. Let me give you an example. What happened, just 2 years ago, the Kenyan javelin thrower. Nobody expected, a javelin thrower, to win a world championship. And the Kenyan guy did it. And you see, recently we do have a athlete, who jumped, really, really impressive jump, a long jump from Gambela. Now they are in International Athletics Center. And they went to African Championship, they did amazing result. And for me, which one impressed me? The style, the tactic. And if they get, just extra training support, believe me, very soon, they can be African champion, slowly world champion.
No, you're talking about individual athletes,
yeah.
But you need a very robust and strong institution across the country. Don't you think that this is one of the responsibilities that you need to shoulder?
Exactly.
In cooperation with government institutions like the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and there are regional bureaus and so on and so forth. It requires quite enormous,
That's true. Sport has to be, a part of, the education system. Of course, there is. But if you remember what the time when we were in school, many years back, there is a competition between classes, between schools, between regions, and we have to keep that tradition, that system, and to put into the people, this kind of competition between the kids, between the one thing what I want to tell you, here in Ethiopia there is a lot of talent. Many athletes. If you look just around Ethiopia, wow, you don't believe it. We can control. We can take over the Kenyan result very soon, but now I'm talking about my future plan. But when you come to practice,
that's what is going to happen. What do you expect to achieve in the next 4 years? If you were to state a few things, like for example, we'll be having
to win a gold.
The Olympics, yes, certainly, but the Olympics, you know what I'm saying? That's going to happen under your administration, right?
Exactly.
Of the Ethiopian Athletics Federation. There's plenty of expectation out there. You've said a lot. You said Ethiopian athletics has gone down, but then you can imagine and so on and so forth. That is, and you have to be able to produce something. You have to be able to score something. Would we be able to see something different in the next 4 years?
Next 4 years?
Because this is a very rough word, perhaps, but you blamed your predecessors for doing nothing.
That's true. That's true. Of course, I have to. Otherwise, this problem will back to me.
Well, I know. So, in the next Olympics, what do you expect us to?
That's a good question.
That's going to happen on your watch.
From 1 gold to 2 gold? No, it doesn't work like this.
What works for you?
For me, if I get 2 gold, from the next Olympics, it will be my favorite.
So?
Yeah. So, well, I don't tell you right now what I'm going to get, but one thing I promise you, now just I'm looking, the system, which one is very important. Before the people who knows about the sport, you have to revise, the system. You have to see which one is bad for athlete, the coach, and you understand what I'm saying. After that, one thing I want to tell to the people of Ethiopia, the Ethiopians are very hard workers. The Ethiopian athletes, really, they work very hard. I know the Kenyans, I know my competitors compared to my athlete. Our athlete, one of the things they need, just to tell them, this is just a way. This is for example, do you believe or not? 95%, even 100% of our athletes, they live here in Addis Ababa. Can you win a race, by living here in Addis, by training here in Addis? But everybody talks about, no problem, Haile. We're training in Toto, we're training Sululta, Sandafa, and then where are you staying? We're staying in Addis. That's a big mistake. Addis is a big city. Now it's one of the biggest, African biggest city, believe it or not. Imagine, this all pollution, all this dust, all this construction, and all this noise. They having a lot of problem, and that's why those athletes, they have to go and train outside. That's why I'm pushing them. Since since I started this campaign, I told the athlete, hey guys, you have to be careful. By training, by living here in Addis, by training here in Addis, believe it or not, you cannot make any result. That's what we see right now. For example, last Sunday it was New York Marathon. It was not a good result.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Is it because they live and train in Addis?
I think we are the only one. the Ethiopian athlete, the only one who lives in this and try to win a race in Europe or America. If you look, just our neighbors, Kenya, they live, just 300 kilometers outside.
So what are you taking from the people, from the administration that was there before you? It's not like they have done nothing. I mean, they have done plenty of things. They tried to put that institution in order, put regulations and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you started from scratch.
No, that's really, really appreciate, just what they have done. They did a lot. Of course, when you come to the campaign, you cannot talk about, their good job. I mean, the things what they did. That's normal. You have to find, their. You understand what I'm saying, just very.
I hope so.
Well, when I checked, just I went to the office, like yesterday, and I checked, just all the documents and most of the things that they've done, not most of the things actually, just at least half. I think some of their problem, they didn't focus on the athlete. Just they focus on, this bureaucracy, you know what I'm saying. I think.
But they laid the groundwork for you.
Yeah, but you can, I mean, I don't know how can you say, like this way, because what the athlete needs, the athlete, what they need, just more, focus on to be practical.
It will be very interesting to see what you will bring to the whole conversation in athletics in Ethiopia. Good luck, and good luck with the great Ethiopian run coming.
Thank you very much.
Sunday next. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.